Welcome to the season of self-love, your daily dose of inspiration and encouragement. I'm your host, Nyomi Banks, and I am thrilled to be here with you today. This podcast is brought to you by Ask Nyomi and Elevate Me Self-Discovery. Are you ready to elevate your mindset and embrace the power of self-love? Well, have you come to the right place? Each day we'll dive into topics that will empower and inspire you on your journey towards self-discovery and personal growth. Whether you're looking to cultivate healthy relationships, boost your confidence, or find balance in your life, this podcast is here to support your every step on the way. We believe that self-love is the foundation of living a fulfilled and joyful life. And together we explore practical tips, insightful interviews, and transformative stories that will leave you feeling inspired and motivated. So join me Monday through Friday as we embark on this daily adventure of self-love. Tune in to the Season of Self-Love podcast to start your day on a positive note and discover the limitless potential within yourself. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. It is Tuesday, December 5th, 2023. And hello, my beautiful people. And welcome back to the Season of Self-Love podcast. And I'm your host, Nyomi Banks. And today we are diving into a topic that is truly close to my heart. It's about embracing optimism and how positive mindset empowers your self-love journey. So today we're going to explore how optimism can be a beacon of light on our path to self-love and personal growth. And as always, you know how we break it down. We break it all the way down to understanding what optimism is in self-love, as well as the power of positive thinking, overcoming negative bias, cultivating optimistic mindsets, and the role of resistance in optimism, as well as the impact on how or what optimism can do to our relationship and for our relationship, and optimism as a lifelong practice and how we can embrace it and move on in life. So we're going to take a quick break and then we're going to come back. And then we're going to start off with talking about understanding what optimism is in self-love and how is this so beneficial in our self-love journey, all right? It's your girl, the goddess, Nyomi Banks, here on the Season of Self-Love podcast, and I'll be right back.
I often find myself feeling stuck in my life and like I'm not reaching my full potential. But with Elevate Me, self-discovery, I've been able to tap into my inner self and discover what I truly want out of life. Elevate Me, self-discovery is an incredible program that combines video learning, self-help, and amazing audio to guide you through a journey of self-discovery. From feeling freedom and guided meditation to self-love and empowerment, this program is perfect for anyone looking to unlock their full potential. Don't let life pass you by.
Hey, this is Dog Pound Mike from Ask Nyomi Bridging the Gap podcast. Come check us out every week. And remember, I'm no relationship expert. I just tell it like I hear it from the kennel. Get back at it.
All right, well, welcome back. It's your girl, the goddess, Nyomi Banks, here on the Season of Self-Love. And today we are talking about embracing optimism and how a positive mindset empowers your self-love journey. And I said we was going to start off with understanding optimism and self-love. Now, optimism is not just about seeing the glass as half full, but it's a mindset that is deeply influenced by our journey to self-love. So today, we'll define optimism and explore how it enhances our self-acceptance, our self-care, and our overall well-being. First of all, let's talk about what optimism is. Optimism is a mindset characterized by a positive outlook of hopefulness and confidence in the future. So it involves anticipating favorable outcomes and believing that challenges can be overcome. Optimism enhances self-acceptance, self-care, and overall well-being in several different ways. And I'm going to explain to you how it does. And we're going to start off with self-acceptance. With optimism, it encourages self-acceptance by focusing on strengths rather than weaknesses. It allows individuals to view themselves in a positive light and embracing their flaws and recognizing their potential for growth. And this acceptance fosters a healthier relationship with oneself and promotes self-love and self-worth. Another way that optimism can enhance is with self-care. Optimistic individuals prioritize self-care by recognizing the importance of nourishing their physical, mental, and emotional well-being. They believe in their ability to make positive choices and engage in activities that promote their overall health. So by practicing self-care leads to reduced stress levels and increased resilience and improve overall well-being. So yesterday we talked about resilience, and we talked about how some things that we could overcome them with it. But now today we're talking about optimism, by how those two work hand in hand. And if you really sit back and you think about all of the shows and all the topics that we've done thus far, they all work hand in hand. And as I always mention, sometimes we're going to say things that's repetitive. But the thing is, we have to. We have to, because we have to retrain our mindset of thinking in a more positive way and being optimistic is one of those positive mindset and positive ways. Then another way is overall well-being. Optimism is a contribution to overall well-being by promoting a positive mindset and reducing negative thoughts and emotions. Optimistic individuals are more likely to engage in healthier behaviors, seek solutions to problems, and maintain a sense of purpose and meaning in their lives. They have higher levels of resilience, satisfaction, and happiness, which all contribute to their overall well-being. So in summary, optimism enhances self-acceptance by focusing on strengths, promotes self-care by prioritizing one's well-being, and contributes to the well-being by maintaining a positive outlook on fostering healthy behaviors. So you see how all of that just wrapped into one, like I was just making an ingredients of a nice, beautiful cake. So I'm truly excited about this topic today. It's because yesterday, after I finished the show, I had went and took care of some business that I'm so excited that I was able to do after all of these years. But also when I came back home, I was able to sit down and I talked to a few loved ones that was going through a situation, and I found myself being that optimistic person in exploding that energy of optimism through the phone, through my FaceTime, just through conversation. And we're going to talk about that later on in the show, about how optimism can be, can help in with different relationships, because sometimes we need that other person to help us through whatever that moment in time that we're getting through. Because remember, we have to surround ourselves with supportive people that are at least working on their way to self-love and self-care. You understand what I'm saying? All right, so the next thing we're going to talk about is the power of positive thinking. The power of positive thinking. And this benefits of a positive mindsets are vast. So we'll dive into the scientific research that shows the profound impact of positive thinking on how our mental and physical health, and how it can be the cornerstone of developing self-love. So you know how you hear the word stress kills? Oh my God, it does. Ooh. It carries so many toxins. It's like when you build up, when you stress, it's like these different chemicals that comes and you release throughout your body. So it's tend to break down different parts of your body. And we don't understand what that truly means to us health-wise, as well as mental. So I did a little research. And I just wanted to show you on how important it truly is to choose to think positive, to understand what truly is the power of positive thinking. And remember yesterday when I was talking about that little, the little practice about when you have a negative thought in your mind, to write it down, so then you can figure out what's triggering that, so then you can not do it anymore, no longer do it anymore. But that's the help to retraining your mindset. That's a part of it. But let me go this. So there's numerous scientific studies that have highlighted the profound impact on how positive thinking on mental and physical health is. And I'm just going to give you a few examples here. So for mental health, there's a study that's in a journal of clinical psychology found that individuals with higher levels of optimism reported lower levels of depression and anxiety, as well as a greater overall psychological well-being. And a research conducted at the University of Michigan demonstrated that positive thinking had a significant impact on reducing symptoms of stress and promoting better coping strategies. And man, that is so true. I'm telling you, since going through this healing journey that I'm doing, that I'm on, and this self-love journey, I find myself feeling better individually. I know there's other things that I need to do to remove other toxins in my body that I've created through all of these years that I've been alive. And so actually today is my very first day of my parasite cleanse. And I did my green smoothie this morning with my 30 parasite drops. And I am drinking, right now, I'm drinking some warm lemon water. Just water with lemon in that I warmed up in a tea kettle. And I'm excited to remove those toxins and those parasites out of my body, so I can truly know what my body feels like in this form, if that makes sense. So I can truly know what it is, meaning that I'm now have a positive thinking mindset. So now we've removed those toxins that I used to put in my body, as well as the toxins from the things that I ate in life, that I was eating and drinking and putting into my body. So now removing all that. And so I'm excited to see, once I got my mind and my body right all together, and I know my soul and my essence is on point. So once all of that come together, I am just so ready to feel that whole dominant spirit come to light in 2024. And that is why I said, let me get rid of all of this gunk, all of these toxins right now before the end of the year. So then when I go into the new year, the new calendar year, that is, the new year, that I'm going in with the mindset of dominance. And then when I go into the new year spiritually, then I've already been there. So it's not like a start. It's just a momentum. So by the time when April comes around for that new year, then I'm on a momentum, and it's just moving. And it's just moving. It's just moving from there. All right, but let me go back. So with physical health. All right. A study published in an American Journal of Cardiology showed that optimistic individuals have a lower risk of developing heart disease and experience better cardiovascular health outcomes. Research conducted at Harvard University found that individuals with positive outlook had a stronger immune response, leading to reduced risk of developing illness and infections. And also in a study published in the Journal of Personal and Social Psychology, it was found that individuals with positive mindset had lower level of inflammation markers in their bodies, which are associated with chronic disease such as diabetes, arthritis, and heart disease. So when I tell you, y'all, I'm excited, I am truly excited. I don't care how long or how many times I have to go into the bathroom to detox and remove this stuff. Sorry. I know that's too much TMI. But I am truly excited because I am ready. I have been ready. I am ready and I have been ready to live peace, to live in my body free. My prayer and my intentions is no more migraines, no more headaches. Now that I know better, I am doing better. What they say, if you know better, you do better? Yes. And it's whatever that I learn, I am sharing it right with you guys right here. Because guess what? I know how I feel now without that. But imagine when it's all gone. And I'm really cleansed. I'm trying to give everybody out there that same feeling I got. Like I was telling my loved one the other day, I said, besides that, I feel so amazing. I feel so good. I see my total vision. I see everything loud and clear, and it's right there. I see it. And every day I take a step closer and closer to that ultimate goal while I'm killing these other goals down here, while I'm just knocking them off and I'm walking up them steps. All right, so furthermore, numerous studies have explored the impact on positive thinking and interventions such as gratitude exercises, which we always do, mindfulness practices, what we talk about, cognitive behavior therapy techniques. These interventions have been shown to improve mental, physical, and health outcomes, including reduced stress, enhanced resilience, improve immune function, and better overall well-being. So let me say this, y'all. And I'm being honest. I'm being so honest with this. And I know when I speak, for real, Nyomi, let me tell you something. If you're listening to this podcast right now, and you're taking these notes, and I'm not talking to not one person in particular, and I'm going to tell you why I'm saying this, and you're taking notes, I want you to apply these notes. Just don't sit with them and then close the book and put it to the side like you going to church on Sunday and you highlighting the Bible scriptures that the pastor is talking about, but you like, that don't relate to me. Because what we talk about on this podcast, it does relate to you. It relates to everyone. I'm guilty. I've sat in those churches, highlighting, writing down notes. And then when I realized I do relate to that. That is, he's talking about me. That very thing happened in my home this week. And then that's what gave me a better connection with God. Not with the pastor or the minister, but it gave me a better connection with God because I knew it could be nothing but God, of a higher power, that could have gave that words to that man to be able to align with me. And so in me saying this again, my beautiful people, please, everything, if that means you have to go back and listen to this podcast all over again, not just this one, but the ones that I did before with the season of self-love, please do. As many times as you can. And use those tools. Use those techniques. Use them. So what, they repetitive. You have to do shit over and over again to get it through our thick heads. So yes. But when you think about it, they repetitive to a different situation. So that's what it means when we breaking it all the way down. We reprogramming what we were taught or what we saw. We're no longer looking at things of the glass half empty, but we're looking at it as half full And how can we put more into it? How can we pour more into it so then we can pour some into others, as I'm doing? As I know probably some of you already doing is pouring into somebody, and you're looking at your cup half empty. So then you don't have enough to give somebody really. So now we both fucked up. Excuse my language. But y'all understand what I'm saying? Do y'all feel what I'm talking about? That's why man, please. And also, if it's somebody that you know that won't listen to you, but it's like, okay, man, where? Send them over here. Say my girl Nyomi, she over there talking about some stuff that's really that we do on a daily. That might help you through this, because it's whatever I'm saying ain't getting to you. But just talk and listen and take a little notes. I know it seemed like I got a little off, just a little, but not too far off. But those are some of the examples what I did research on how scientific studies, can truly show how positive thinking can impact our body, mental health, and physical. All right. So this is what we're going to do. I'm going to take a quick break and then we're going to come back. And we're going to talk some more about this optimism thinking. Yes, we are. All right, it's your girl, the goddess Nyomi Banks here on the season of self-love. And we'll be right back. Hey there, my sexy people. Are you ready for an exciting new series on Ask Nyomi Bridging the Gap podcast? Well, introducing Ask Nyomi Mondays, Ask Nyomi Letters, where I read heartfelt letters filled with love, sex, and relationship advice every Monday. If you're facing a relationship dilemma, longing for guidance, and simply curious about others' experience, this is for you. Just shoot us an email at asknyomi@gmail.com to be a part of the conversation. Join us as we bridge the gap between curiosity and clarity, uncertainty and confidence. But get ready to explore the beautiful complexities of love and relationships. So listen to Ask Nyomi Mondays, Ask Nyomi Letters, and let's dive into these thought-provoking letters together. Don't miss a single episode. Hey, it's your girl, the goddess Nyomi Banks, and make sure you tune in every Thursday night to Ask Nyomi Bridging the Gap podcast, where we talk about everything from love, sex, relationship, cultural differences, and so much more. We're bridging the gap between them all, and we even talk about spiritual uplifting. You need to stop by me and Dr. Mike, as well as the BTG crew. We have some amazing guests that come through. You never know. Just make sure you tune in Thursday night, 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Go to asknyomi.com and tell them Nyomi sent you. All right, well, welcome back. It's your girl, the goddess Nyomi Banks here on the Season of Self-Love podcast. And today we're talking about embracing optimism and how positive mindset empowers your self-love journey. And before the break, we talked about understanding optimism and self-love and what the power of positive thinking can do to you, your physical and your mental health. So right now we're going to talk about overcoming negative biases. Our brains are wired to notice the negative, but we can retrain them. Now I have a few that I can share some strategies and techniques for shifting from that negative to positive thinking. And it's going to be a crucial step in nurturing your self-love. All right, and so, excuse me. So it's all about shifting from negative to a positive thinking can be challenging, but with the right strategies and techniques, it's absolutely possible. So here are 3 effective ways that we can do that. Cognitive restructuring. Cognitive restructuring. This technique involves identifying and challenging negative thoughts and replacing them with more positive and realistic ones. You can do this by asking yourself questions such as, is this thought based on evidence or just my perception? We talked about this just a little bit when we were talking about resilience yesterday and about that negative mindset will just pop up anywhere. Remember, I shared that story yesterday while I was in prayer and meditation yesterday morning, is that I'm sitting there Clear thoughts was clear, and all of a sudden this negative thought of an individual that I hadn't spoken to in years just came. And like, where did that come from? But also remember that I was telling you about how now that I was going to challenge myself to now write down the negative thoughts in my mind. And I'm going to come back to this because actually I had to, it's like I manifested that in real time with a loved one that called me later yesterday. And I'm going to speak a little bit about that one. All right, here's another one. What would a more positive and balanced thought be in this situation? So when that negative thought, so let's go back just one step back. So remember yesterday. So remember the challenge that I gave yesterday about when that negative thought come into your mind, stop, write it down. Write it down at that moment. But then these are 3 things that you can ask. So what I'm giving you right now can go right into with that challenge. So what will be a more positive and balanced thought be in this situation? So whatever that negative thought is, what can be a more positive or more balanced thought to be for that situation? And then the next one, what are some alternative explanation or perspectives? So I'm going to repeat that one more time because, again, I don't know if you all are at work or you're at home or if you're driving in a car or whatever, but I'm just going to repeat these 3 again. Is this thought based on evidence or is it just my perception? Those are 3 questions. This is one of the 3 questions that you need to ask yourself when that negative thought comes into your mind. 2, what would a more positive, balanced thought be in this situation? And then 3, what are some alternative explanations or perspectives of this negative thought that just jumped into my mind? All right. The next one is gratitude. Practice gratitude. Cultivating gratitude can help shift your focus from negativity to positivity. Start by making a habit of writing down 3 things that you're grateful for each day. This can be as simple as appreciating the beautiful sunset or expressing gratitude for your health. By consciously directing your attention towards positive aspects of your life, you can rewire your brain to be more inclined towards positivity. And 3, mindful meditation. Mindful meditation involves observing your thoughts and emotions without judgment and bringing your attention to the present moment. So by practicing mindfulness, you can gain insight in your negative thought patterns and learn to go to them. Regular mindfulness practice can improve your ability to stay present, reduce rumination, and foster a more positive outlook on life. So remember, shifting from negative to positive thinking takes time and effort. Consistency and patience are key. It may also be helpful to seek support from a therapist or counselor, or who can guide and provide guidance and additional techniques tailored for your specific needs. So these are just a few things that I do myself that I want to just share with you. But if you feel like you need to go see a therapist, I'm all for that. Going to get a therapist. But also, let me say this. It's good to have a therapist, but you have to know that you still have to do your work. And when I was speaking to this loved one yesterday, they see a therapist every 2 weeks. And their answer, well, I see a therapist, and okay, that's good. But have you still did your work? Have you still did the things, change your mindset? Because I know that therapists give you techniques. Have you used those techniques? That's just like going back in the first segment before the first break when I say, do not sit here and listen to this podcast and write all of these notes down and then put it over in the corner and don't use it. So then you fast forward 3 months from now and you still feeling the same way that you was feeling 10 days ago or 3 years ago because you have not applied any of that. And I'm giving you the information for free. So if you go to a therapist and they're giving you some of this information, you understand? And they're giving you, the techniques and the practices and the exercises to do, but you don't do it, then what you think gonna happen? What do you think gonna happen? We can sit all day on the phone looking at social media and see how all of these people are so successful. They didn't just wake up being successful. They did the work. They were consistent. They took notes and they did it. But how can I get there, Nyomi? How can I get there? You have to choose to be willing to fight for yourself. You have to choose to want something different. You have to choose to love yourself unconditionally. You have to choose to have that intimate relationship with yourself as you are in love with yourself. Not just loving yourself, but that you are in love with yourself. And take accountability if, no, I ain't did that today. I'm not saying be down on yourself, but say, okay, well, let's do it then. Because I didn't do it in the morning, I can still do it at night. I could still do some practices in the morning, do some positive affirmation speaking and talking to myself. Just because you didn't do it in the morning don't mean you can't do it in the evening or the afternoon. Just because you didn't do it on Monday don't mean you can't do it on Tuesday and Wednesday. There is no perfect way to do it. When you feel it, do it. Don't second guess it. Don't second guess it. So, as I was telling you, I had one of my beautiful lump ones that I was talking to yesterday that's going through a very trying time emotionally, mentally, and spiritually right now. And this person is a very gifted and beautiful person. Spirit and soul is, I truly believe that person is an empath and they're able to feel any and all people. This individual is, going through what we call life. And I had to remind this individual that right now you are trying to find who you are. You're trying to find who you are besides on who your mother or your father tell you who you are and other people around you. And it can be confusing because people tell you who you are and you've worn that mask for so long, so once you take it off, you're confused. And you're searching for love from places that you wouldn't be able to get, because guess what? The very people that you're searching for love from don't even know how to love themselves. So how can they love somebody else? That's why people stay in these toxic relationships. Or they stay at these jobs that are not beneficial, is not helping them grow, that are killing them. Because a lot of people don't know what their worth is. So as this person was just saying everything negative about themselves, and while they were talking, what I was doing, I was praying. And I was asking God, please, God, remove my ego and my pride. God, open my ears, open my heart, open my understanding, open up my empathy so I can hear this person and lead me to be able to say the correct words to this person that's going to help them through today. We ain't even going to talk about tomorrow. We're going to say what's going to help them to today. Because honestly, it didn't look good yesterday. It didn't. And so I told this individual, this beautiful loved one, I said, you know what? I said, today we talked about resilience. And I said, right now you are going through the most challenging side of your life right now. Even though you're not that old and it feels like it's the end of the world, as we all been through that. I said, but it's not, baby. I said, it's not. I said, but I know God put me here to help you through. Because we can throw the Mr. or Miss Perfection out the door. That's one of our problems. They say, yes, it is. There is no, I need to throw the whole goddamn word perfect about the door, period. And they started laughing. And they heard me. And I said, what I want you to do is, and let me go back, because this person said, they said, I don't know who it is that I want to be. But then in an earlier conversation, they said that I didn't think my life would be, I never seen my life to be right here, right now. I thought it would be something else. But what did you think it was going to be? Oh, I don't know. Okay, so listen to me when I say this, y'all. So if you didn't think your life was going to be like this, but then I asked you, what did you think your life was going to be? Or what did you plan for your life to be? And you say, I don't know. Or I didn't plan, I just lived. So of course you wouldn't know, because you never really truly planned. You never really had a vision of what your life was going to be or what it could be. Sometimes we do. We get caught up. We sit on TV. We sit on the phone and the computer, and we look at other people's lives, and we're like, wow, I wish I can do that. I wish I can be there. But not understanding what it is that we need to do to get there. And what's truly aligned for us. But what I told this beautiful spirit, this beautiful soul, is that I had sent them the list of core values. It was like 230 of them, I think it was. And the same exercise that I gave you all last week, I gave this person the same exercise. I said, choose 9. Choose 9 of them. I said, you don't have to do it right now. I said, take a week to do it. And saying why I'm giving you a week, because I want you to actively think about this. I don't want to just say this to you, because I want to help you through this. Because there is a calling on your life. You have a purpose in life. And this little conversation that we having today, I see you on a stage speaking to other people about this very conversation that we've had today. So even if you had to cut that list in half tomorrow, take every day and cut it down to where there is 9 core values. That is the ingredients of who you are, the ingredients of your essence, of your spirit, of your soul. And then you write a letter to yourself, or you write a poem and you print it out and you put it somewhere that you see it every day, so you can remind yourself of who you are. That you have an explanation of who you are. That those 9 words right there, that is your definition of who you are. No matter what nobody else say, but this is who you see yourself at. And then I told that person, I said, before you do that, I want you to sit down and I want you to do breathing exercises. I want you to get your mind clear and free. I want you to think about 3 positive things in your life right now before you sit down. Because I want you to be in a different mindset. And when I tell you yesterday was a very challenging day, oh my God, it was. But let me tell y'all something. What I saw was constant confirmation that, girl, you are on the right track. Girl, you are doing this right. You keep speaking self-love into people. And as I told that person, I said, you keep telling me about your negative. Don't get mad at me, but I'm going to keep talking positivity in you. I'm going to show you how to talk positivity into yourself by showing it with my actions. And again, that's why I say, don't just listen to me. Don't just write notes down. Use them. Use them. Because guess what? I use them. And I'm really going to... I'm guilty because sometimes I don't. Y'all heard it yesterday. Y'all heard me yesterday when I said I used to do this for a little bit and I stopped writing down my negative thoughts. And yes, I got to get back to that because I was checking myself at first. But then I got to realize, look, it's something that's triggering that. So what is it? And then I found out what it was. And I was like, ooh, okay. I'm good now. Man, you got to do some more investigation of your own shit. All right, boy, let me tell you something. I'm doing this cleanse and my little stomach just a growling. I hope that I don't hear it on the thing. All right, the next one. Oh, my God, that was a little deep right there, but I love that. The next one is cultivating an optimistic mindset. And we'll talk about some practical tips and ways that we can cultivate optimism, you know, from daily rituals to affirmation, gratitude practices, and mindfulness. And we explore, you know, a few methods of that. And I believe I do have a few. You know, of course, all of you, really honestly, you can go back to some of the notes that I've already given you because we talk about self-care. And we talked about that earlier. We talked about surrounding yourself with positive influences. Focuses on gratitude. Focus on gratitude. If that means that you have to say every hour of that day what you are thankful for. Create different challenges to make it, you know, fun for you. Yes, we're doing a daily gratitude, but how about I do this every hour? Every hour I take a break and say something, little something that I'm grateful for. I do that for 3 days. I challenge myself to do that for 3 days. Then once I do that, I'm going to reward myself, whether it be with a cup of coffee, tea, some sushi. I know I'm giving off food thing. That's because I'm hungry right now. But you understand what I'm saying? A sticker. You know what I mean? Set realistic goals. And that's what I told that person yesterday. I said, we're going to start small. I said, so when you do this, we're going to celebrate next Monday. We're going to celebrate that you did. And that's only one step. And then when you're ready to move to the next one, I'm ready. I'm not going to push you. I'm just going to keep speaking positivity in you so you know what it looks like. I had to check myself this morning. And like, dang, Nyomi, you always checking yourself. Yes, I do. I had to check myself this morning, and it was an amazing check that happened for me this morning. And I said, girl, now what's your thing again? And I'm sitting there like, what is my thing again? Looking at myself in the mirror. I said, not a damn thing. Not a damn thing. You can have any and everything that you want. You have all of the tools. You did the hardest thing ever. You wrote a book, 2 books. You created platforms. You reinvented yourself, as they say. So what you doing now? Only do what you can control. You can't control that situation over there. The only thing you can do is give advice to that situation over there. Light a candle for them. Pray for them. That's all you can do. Keep your focus on what you're supposed to be doing. And that's why I had to keep my focus on that. And know whatever it is that I do, the little things that it can help inspire or encourage other people. And I'm talking about folks that's in my family, in my, I can't control them. I can't do any of those things. I can give them some words of wisdom. I can give them support, but I can't do it for them. Whether it's my child, my sister, my brother, my mother, my aunts, uncles, or cousins, or even friends. I can't do it. I can't be so invested in you that I'm no longer invested in myself. Because guess what? I have been working from a half full cup. And now that my cup is a half empty cup, excuse me. Now that my cup is half full, I'm able to pour just a little. Not too much, just a little in you. Because as I'm pouring a little into you, my prayer is that little that I poured into you, that you're able to use that to fill up your cup some so you can pour it into somebody else. And not just take it and drink it. And then that's it. Y'all understand that? All right. The role of resilience and optimism. Resilience and optimism go hand in hand on this self-love journey. And I just shared the story with you with the individual that I was just talking about. And here's another individual. And I want to just tell you how the impact of optimism in relationships too. So I'm going to put all of this in one. And I had another loved one. And you're like, really? Yes. And I'm saying another loved one because I don't want to give their names. I'm not even going to give their sex or their age or anything like this. But I had another individual that came and lived with me for a little while, for a few months, as they were going through a divorce. And this was back in 2019. And when this person came, as always, we are all very broken people, especially when we are dealing with a divorce or a death of a relationship that we feel that's going to be there for a lifetime. In this beautiful loved one, I remember having this conversation with them, and I remember them speaking as that they don't know if they're worthy of anything good because of prior things that they've done in their past. And I said, you know, God has already forgiven you. That's already been done. And we can't worry about other people not forgiving you because you have to worry about forgiving yourself first. So when we hold a type of energy and it's in your body, people tend to act to you a certain way. And so what I told that person, I said, you have to work on forgiving yourself. And when you start to do that, then other people will open up to forgiving you. Because now you've forgiven yourself. Because when you forgive yourself, the things that you do start to change. The things you do, they start to change. Especially when you take acknowledgement of what you do. I'm not just saying just forgive yourself and don't acknowledge the shit you did. No, acknowledge all of that. Ask for forgiveness of whoever that you hurt from that. But you got to forgive yourself as well. And stay humble in that moment. This person thought that they would not be able to do anything in life. But when this person, it was 2020 when this person finally moved out. And I had a great time with this person. Learned so much more about this person living here under my roof. But they said, no, it's time for me to go. It's time for me to create my new. And we went back and forth for years, going back and forth and talk. I've seen that person several different times. And yesterday, this individual called and said, me and my wife just purchased another home. And I forgot to tell you that that person remarried in 2022. Found a new love. There is some more work to do. And that conversation was yesterday. It was like, thank you. Thank you for always speaking into me. Because I didn't know what that was, because I was so used to people talking down on me and telling me that I wasn't worthy. And you still found it in your heart to continue to talk into me. You helped me with the mindset of being optimistic about my life. And so that's why it's so important for you to have a positive mindset and be optimistic, because it can be very, very beneficial for others. It can be very contagious. And when I tell you now, it's very contagious, because I have some family members and some friends, they won't call me no more. You know why they won't call me no more? Because I don't do the gossiping crap no more. You know, I'm looking for a resolution. You know, I'm not doing it. Somebody said, did you hear? Mm-mm. And I could have heard, but no. How about we find a positive way that we can possibly help that situation? That's what I mean. That's what I like to do. It do. All right. Oh my God. I truly enjoyed this episode, and I hope you all did too. And man, okay, let's wrap this up. All right, so let's reflect on the power of optimism in our own self journey. So remember, embracing a positive mindset is a choice and a practice. It's a tool that can empower you to face life with hope, resilience, and a deep sense of self-love. So I thank you, my beautiful, sexy people, for joining me on this journey today. And I want you to stay optimistic. I want you to stay loving. And I want you to remember you have the power to transform your life from the inside out. And so until the next time, I want y'all to keep shining your beautiful light. And I want you to always keep it sexy. All right. Have a good one. Thank you for listening to the Season of Self-Love podcast. If you have any questions or would like to connect with us, you can follow us on social media. Just search for the Season of Self-Love on Instagram. And if you have any questions or topics you'd like us to cover, feel free to email us at elevateme9999@gmail.com. And remember, you are worthy of love, growth, and happiness. So keep shining bright. And I'll see you tomorrow for another episode of the Season of Self-Love. Be good to one another and yourselves. And always keep it sexy. Send the light, love, and prayers.